right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to another episode of We Create Music. I am your host, B. Vaughn, and today we have an extraordinary guest, multi-platinum producer, Nick Fury.
All right.
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Likewise.
So if you could start off just telling our audience, for those of them that don't know, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Right.
But who you are and what you've done.
Okay. Multi-platinum music producer for 19 years professionally. I just found that out like last week. I didn't even realize I had my first placement with Lil Kim 19 years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, I've worked with some of everybody. My biggest record was Game Over by Lil Flip. I've been on about 3 or 4 T.I. albums. Rick Ross. I go back to Wu-Tang. Nas. Oh my goodness, I forget everybody. Anthony Hamilton. And the list goes on. Currently, I just dropped a record with Fabo. Just bought Fabo back of D4L. Got 2 or 3 new songs with T.I. coming out and everything with a couple features. Little Donald, Euro Got It. And then have another record about to drop in the next week or 2 with Wo Vicky, a new artist named Yella, and another artist named Pink B. I don't know if I can say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's three females records out here. So, we still working, man. I'm just blessed to be able to still do my craft and, still be relevant.
That's what's up. 19 years.
19 years.
Wow.
Right.
So let's talk about longevity in the music industry.
Oh, man, it's about relationships, man. I mean, the people that you see on the way up, you're going to see them on the way down. And I've had my ups and downs, you know what I mean? But I always kept good relationships. So I can still call Mike Karen, who now is the president of Warner Music Group. Back then he was the A&R. But I kept a good relationship with him, and he'll answer my call at any time. I can call Craig Coleman, the president of Atlantic. Still to this day, he'll answer my call at any time because I always do good business. My track record is flawless. That's what I tell people. My track record is flawless. Ask about me.
Ask about it. That's right.
Ask about me.
So one of the keys to longevity is having sustainable relationships and being able to cultivate those relationships over the years so that at any moment, any time, you can say, hey, I need a favor or put in that particular phone call and they can come through for you.
That's right.
So what are some other keys that have helped you in this 19 years being in the industry to really...
Well, music changes. You know what I mean? Music never stays the same. So I'm just blessed to really be a real producer. You know what I mean? Where I came from Wu-Tang, hip-hop, boom bap. Then I went to R&B, Anthony Hamilton. Then now I'm with the originator of trap music, T.I. Now trap music has changed. And now I'm doing the 808s. It's just about your creativity, you know what I mean? And it's just a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I can't believe that I can still do it to this day because I really came from a hip hop, genre, mind frame to be able to just weave and it's like a football game. I'm weaving. I'm going for the touchdown still. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. So when you say you come from a hip hop mind frame, what does that mean?
That boom bap, like KRS-One. That's what I grew up on. I grew up on KRS-One. I grew up on, BDP, Eric B. and Rakim. I originally started off as a rapper. And I wanted to be Eric B. I wanted to be Rakim. You know what I mean? I think my name was 007. That was my name. That was my first rap name. This is like 30 years ago. Wow. You know what I mean? But I needed beats to rap on. So I started making my own beats with little Casio keyboards, SK1, one of the first little samplers. They cost like $50. But I had a couple friends. One friend had one, another friend had one, and they just gave them to me. And I was like, okay, now I can make some beats so I can rap. But then I became a producer from there. It became more fun. And I realized my stronger points was being a producer and creating the music rather than rapping. But I'm still a producer. So, when I have an artist in the studio, I can guide them with their rap or with their song because I came from, that type of mentality of writing songs. I wrote my first song in a songwriting class in 8th grade. We actually had a songwriting class in 8th grade. I can't remember the name of the song, but that's when I wrote my first song. Wow. A long time ago. I had my first demo in 8th grade. Wow. Little SK1s and cassette tapes and everything, you know. So it's been a long time. Music is in me. Music is in me, you know.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's evident that music is
right.
in you with all the people that you work with and all the things that you've done in your great career. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So I was going to bring it up later, but I got to get to it. I can't even wait until even get to it later.
Okay.
I've been telling my camera operators since yesterday when I found out. I didn't even know.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about Lil Flip Game Over. Like, that song, that was one of my favorite songs. When that came out, I was like, yeah, Game Over. Then I was like, Flip. I was like, Nick Fury. Oh, my goodness. So we got to talk about... Yeah. We got to talk about Game Over, and there's some other things I'm going to ask you about. Let's start there. Let's start and talk about how did that even come about?
Oh, man. I can start from square one. I made a beat. I had 2 beats. I lived in Linden, New Jersey, and I had 2 beats one day on my MPC. And I was listening to one, and I was listening to the other, and I was like, okay, wait, what if I put these beats together? So I took the aspects of both beats and put them together. And then I was like, you know, I bought a record couple of years ago with video game sounds on it, and because I had a sound in there, it was like, and it reminded me of a video game. I said, man, let me go search for this record, and I had vinyl like all through a room, you know what I mean? So it took me half the day to actually find that record. And I found the record, and I listened to it. You know, it had like a lot of different video game sounds on it, but it was something about that Pac-Man, and I was like, damn, I know somebody did the Pac-Man before. But I don't know how big it got, or, you know, people probably don't remember it like that. So next thing you know, I put that in there, and I was like, oh my goodness. Then I started doing the beat, and then next thing you know, I'm jumping up and down in the basement. It was just me in the basement, jumping up and down, like, oh my goodness, this is the one. You know, I've been searching for that one. I had a manager named Daniel Glogower. Shout out to Daniel, my first manager. And, you know, we kept trying to find that one, you know, because it only takes one. And I was like, this is the one. I was like, this is the one. I ran upstairs to my girlfriend. I had like 3 other beats. I was doing some beats for Nas because I was on the Nas album, the Illmatic remix album. And so I had like 2 beats for Nas, and I had the Game Over beat. And so I played all 3 beats to her. She had been in the industry for a long time. She was the chief editor for a lot of magazines.
Wow.
So she heard it. She heard all 3. She was like, that one right there? You're on to something. And she actually introduced me to Dino DeValier. We went to a Christmas party at Dino DeValier's house. He was Flip's A&R. He's a lot of people's A&R. You know, he's still in the game today. Shout out to Dino. Thank you, Dino. But yeah, we went to a Christmas party at Dino's house, and that's when I originally got introduced to him. So, you know, I started building a relationship. I would go to Sony like every other day, Sony in New York, and play him beats. So this is even funnier. So one day I was leaving his office, and I hadn't played him Game Over yet. I was leaving his office, and I'm down the walking out of Sony, and Lil Flip comes walking in, and I'm like, I didn't know. I'm like, Flip, man, I got a beat for you, man. I was really trying to get it 3-6 Mafia because Dino was also 3-6 Mafia's A&R. Wow. And so I ran into Flip on the way out, and I was like, yeah, man, my name is Fury. I only had like 1 record out, or 2 records out at that time, or something like that. And he gave me his number. I called him. He never answered. So I bought the record up there to Dino, and I played it to Dino. And I was like, man, I'm trying to get this to 3-6. He's like, no, I got some Lil Flip. I was like, Lil Flip? I was like, bro, like, you sure? You know what I mean? Because I sent that beat to a lot of people. I mean, I'm from Cameron to Jay-Z. I sent it to so many people, and nobody bit. You know, nobody gravitated towards it, and except for Lil Flip. Well, he didn't even gravitate towards it. This is the funny part. So, Dino loved the track. Dino, he said, go back home and put some flip. So me and my girlfriend, we got in the studio that night, and it's me and her on the record going, flip. Took it back to Dino the next day. He's like, okay, I got it. He's like, okay, this is going to be Flip's new first single. So a week went by, 2 weeks went by. He's like, man, Flip don't want to do the record. I'm like, Flip don't want to do the record? He's like, nah, man, he don't want to do the record. He's like, but I'm going to make something happen. So he actually paid Flip to do the record. he gave him an ounce of tree and a bottle of Hennessy and some money to do the record. So then, okay, now I'm happy again. I'm like, okay, wow, I got the record done. And next thing you know, Flip's like, no, I don't want to put that out. Then next week it's okay, I'll put it out, but it's not gonna be the first single. Next thing you know, okay, it's not gonna be on the album. It was like it was a straight roller coaster. It was something else, but Dino was like, don't even worry about it, man. I'm about to leak this to the DJs, and I'm gonna make this his first single. His first single was supposed to be Sunshine, which became his second single. But Dino was like, no, I'm gonna leak this to the DJs, and we're gonna make this his first single. And that's pretty much what happened. Yeah. I got kind of nervous. I believed in the record a lot before it came out. And then right when it was coming out, I'm asking my friends, like, oh, is it still dope, man? Are you sure it's still dope?
Yeah. Oh, it is. Still today.
Right. And, man, next thing you know, man, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. And I still lived in Jersey. And I had friends that were going to Morehouse and, college down here. They would call me. They were like, man, your record is playing everywhere. When I walk outside, all the cars are playing. I'm like, are you serious? They were like, no, seriously. Wait till you come down here. I came down here. I was on CAU campus, and car after car after car was playing my record. It was, man,
that had to be an amazing feeling because that record was an amazing record.
Thank you.
When I found it out, I was like, what? Nick Fury? For real? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that had to be Flip's, and I don't know Lil Flip personally, but from music perspective, that had to be one of his biggest.
Oh no, that was the biggest
hit.
I talked to him about it.
I
was like, man, that record changed my life.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that record changed my life too.
That's right. I wonder how other people feel that passed up on it though.
Oh man, they were calling me like, oh man, I was gonna get that record, man. Like, oh man, I'm talking about so many people in the industry were calling me, asking me, telling me that, man, I was about to get the record. I already did a song to it. People had songs to it, but they never reached back out to it.
Yeah, see? So let's talk about that. So you had that beat originally and you wanted to give to 3 6 Mafia. Eventually went to Lil Flip.
Right.
You had played it for and sent it to for a whole bunch of different people. Yeah. Is that a viable process still today for producers to use to send one beat to multiple people?
Yeah. I mean, these days people might put your beat on a mixtape and you never get paid.
You never even know.
You never even know.
Until the drop.
Right. But what it made me believe in is that, just because one person doesn't like your beat doesn't mean that it's not a hit. You know what I mean? Because 20 people passed up on it, but one person did it and it became their biggest record. So sometimes when I have a beat and then people pass up on it, I'm like, I'm not worried about it. Yeah. Somebody's gonna get it, and then somebody's gonna turn it to what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
That's right. Because that could be very detrimental to somebody's confidence.
Right.
They're giving out this beat. They think the beat is. They got you in the basement just. Oh man, this beat is tight.
Right.
But then you send it out to people, and they're like, "No, I'm good." And you're like, "You good?"
Right.
And man, so I know even from a self-confident perspective, for new producers coming up today, that could be something that is just can break a person's self-confidence.
Yeah. I mean, if I haven't been in it this many years, then it might shuffle me a little bit, but I know the game.
That's right. That's right. So you mentioned something earlier. Yeah. You said I'm a real producer.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm a real producer. I'm not just a beat maker. Some people, they just make beats on the machine. That's what they do, and then they send the beat out. Then the artist does it. That's that. But I'm a real producer. I make beats. I make beats of all genres. I do country music. I do rock music. I do dancehall. I do reggae. I do real hip hop. I do trap music. And then, a real producer gets in there with the artist. And then, like I said earlier, I started off as a rapper and somewhat a singer. And so, I kind of help them mold the song together. You know what I mean? It's like the director of a movie. I'm just not sitting out a beat. I'm not just playing the beat. I want to vibe with you. I'm going to see what you're doing. Okay. All right, well, let's try this. No, okay, that's it. All right, let me catch that. I'm also an engineer. Let me catch that. And then they're just doing like one or two lines. Then all of a sudden I go, and like, what'd you just do? Because I'm a real producer. You know what I mean? I build the song from top to bottom. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's my movie. And from the start to the ending, I build that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And most people don't take that role today.
Right. I mean, I bring in keyboardists, I bring in guitar players, I bring in horn players. You know, I produce a record. You know what I mean? Like an orchestra in a sense. You know what I mean? That's what I do.
Yeah. So do you think that the industry today is saturated with beat makers?
No, there's some guys out there who know what they're doing. You know, you might not know that they're real producers, like Street Runners. Shout out to Street Runner. He's one of my favorite producers. I actually just met him 2 weeks ago at the BMI Awards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Street Runner's dope.
Yeah, he's real dope. Yeah. He's real dope. He's a real producer as well. Kenny Bartow from Justice League. He's a real producer too. You know what I mean? He's not just making a beat. He hears melodies. You know, he'll guide you to a melody. Wait, well, try this. Oh, you know what I mean? Try that melody. Or I like that. Or, no, not that one. Come up with something else. You know?
Yeah.
They're real producers.
Yeah.
They're real producers. They take it back to, you know, the old school, like Babyface and all that. You know what I mean? Those were real producers.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones, a real producer. Quincy Jones might never touch a keyboard, but he told that keyboardist to play that, and he said, you play that at that tempo, and then you hit that snare right there, right at that time, okay, and then you sing this melody just like that. And that's what that's my vision. And he produced a song, might not ever touch a keyboard.
Wow. So how does somebody who's currently operating as a beat maker, they just pushing buttons, to really creating that full movie when it comes to making a record?
It's not, I don't know if it's something that you learn. It's something that you learn a little bit of it, but you kind of just got to have it. You know what I mean? It has to be, your passion has to be more than just being a beat maker. You have to want to create songs. A beat is a beat, a song is a song. But when the marriage comes together, that's what makes a hit record.
Okay. Wow. So beat is a beat and a song is, so you got to figure out how to kind of marry those two together. Because there are some excellent beat makers out there.
Right.
And they may never move the needle toward being a producer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just being, and I think those are still skill sets, because I know many people kind of operate in, I won't say both arenas, but can take the best of both worlds and kind of make the best of them.
That's why there's producers like Dr. Dre. He'll get like some of the best beat makers, but he's a producer. And then he'll get the best beat maker, and then he'll get the artist, and he'll create the song. He'll tell the artist, okay, you do this, you do that. And then, you know, the beat maker is just looking like, wow, look, he's turning my song into a hit record. That's what Dr. Dre does. Puffy as well. Puffy's not necessarily a beat maker, but he orchestrates that entire song from top to bottom. You know, he might tell the producer, how about you sample this? Sample it just like that, and then bring it back to me. Because he already has an idea of the artist that he wants on it, the idea of the melodies and the song. And the beat comes back, and he's like, okay, now we moving. All right, Faith, you do this on it. You know what I mean? Real talk. Real talk.
So I know from just seeing you within the industry, one of the traits that I know that you exude probably the most is your humility. So how does humility play a huge part in just in your role within the music industry?
Well, I mean, I never thought that I would become a multi-platinum producer, so I still have that mind frame that I'm like just like me, you know what I mean? So I'm just myself, man, and I create music, and it just happens to be dope, and I just happen to love doing it. You know, that's it.
Sure. I know some people can, once they get that first record,
right?
Their head gets giant, and they feel like they walking on a red carpet with roses and all day.
I still don't believe it. Like I'm still in shock that I became this major producer.
Wow.
I like quit high school and everything. Like I was a terrible kid, but I actually became a multi-platinum producer. With the help of the God.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you've started off in your introduction kind of talking about some of the projects you're currently working on today. So can you tell us a little bit more about some of those new endeavors that's coming out soon?
Okay, with the Fable record, you know, Fable from D4L, Laffy Tabby, he hasn't had a big record in, you know, a good minute. But I got with him through Big Lim. I don't know, shout out to Big Lim. And Big Lim was like, man, I think you need to work with him. So we did a record, they did a video to it. It was a smooth record, and I was like, but that's not a hit, you know what I mean? They're actually playing it on the radio as I think it's DJ Jelly's drop or intro now, that first one. But I was like, man, do you think Fabo got a chance right now? You know what I mean? He's like, man, hell yeah, with the right record. I was like, okay, I believe the same thing. I just wanted to get your opinion on it. So I kept telling Fabo, like, I'm gonna get you that record, man. I'm gonna get you that record. And going through beats one day, and you know, I don't send out 10 beats or 20 beats to an artist. I picture the song already, so I try to keep it to like 3 beats or something like that, because I'm like, okay, this is the one, or maybe even 1 beat, because I sent him 1 beat. I was like, this is the beat. I just heard it in my head. I was like, this is your beat right here. This is your beat. And he did it like 2 days later, and I wasn't even there when he did the you know, the original version of it. And he sent it to me. He's like, man, I just want you to hear it. I think it's okay. And I heard it, and I was like, no, this is it. We got the one. We got the one. He was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, no, this is it. He was like, well, do your thing to it. So I had you know, a girl come in, do her vocals, add some other sounds to the beat, send it back to him. He was like, man, this might be it. This might be it. And now we're cross promoting it with a new reality show called DJs of Atlanta. So we've been going around Atlanta to DJs and you know, breaking the record with DJs on the reality show. It all has a storyline. Okay. You know, it's not just we're walking up to the DJ. It's comedy.
Take my track.
There's comedy. There's drama. It's gonna be dope.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it. So being in this industry for 19 years, right, I'm sure there had to be some major challenges and struggles that you personally have gone through.
Oh boy, they don't stop.
They don't stop.
They don't stop.
So what have some of those been that you greatly learned from that helped to propel your career today?
Okay, well, I'm glad this one happened early in the game. This was my first placement. This is back when they were giving money away. So I got $15,000 to do a record on Busta. Busta's a real good friend of mine today. Actually, I was with Splip Star last night. Shout out to Splip, shout out to Bus. But my first placement, and I was telling everybody, the beat was incredible. And it was the last song on Busta's album. And I met Busta at Sony Studios. I was in a group called Creator. And we had a demo deal with Sony. So we were in Sony for like a year straight. Like, Rough Riders would be like, everybody was like, who are these kids? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's where I met all my connects. And I met Bus one night. I knew Swiss already, Swiss Beats. So I went to the bathroom one day, and Bus and Swiss were in there. And you know, I was like, what's up, Bus? I'm Fury. And Swiss was like, oh yeah, this is Fury. He makes beats. Da, da, da. I was like, man, I got some beats for you. He's like, all right. I was used to people giving me their personal number. He's like, all right, call the office tomorrow. I was like, oh, come on, Bus, man, come on. He's like, no, I'm telling you, call the office tomorrow. I went back downstairs. I was like, yo, I just met Bus. They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, but he gave me the office number. And I was like, ah. But I called the office the next day. I think it was his cousin was the A&R. I think his name was Ty. And he's like, all right, come on down. I lived in Staten Island then. So I came on down to the office. I had 1 beat. I played that beat. Halfway through, he was like, I'm going to make sure Bus does this beat. And I'm a little kid. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, no, I'm going to make sure Bus does this beat. So Bus did the beat and everything. The song was dope. This is funny right here. So when Bus finished the beat, like, I got so many accolades and props just off of doing that beat. I would walk in the studio and I'd be like, yeah, I'm Fury. I'm here to see Bus. They'd be like, you the one who did that beat? I was like, yeah, I'm the one who did that beat.
Wow.
And I got $15,000 for that beat that never came out. So
wow.
Bus was asking me, he was like, man, can you send the track out? I was like, Bus, I can't send the track out without my money.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man, we got you. And I'm like, nope. It was a different world back then. I'm like, yeah, you got it. Where's the paperwork? Where's the money? So he got me the $15,000. I sent him the track out. He did the record. He calls us like, okay, come down and hear the record. So we went to the studio. Bus plays the record. I'm listening. I'm like, I don't know if this came out like I wanted it to. I'm like, it's dope, though. This is Busta Rhymes. How am I going to tell? I'm like new in this industry. How am I going to tell Busta Rhymes that I think he might need to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that to it? So the record goes off. He's like, what do you think? I was like, it's not done, is it? My first placement. And he was like, what do you mean, Few? it's going like a train, and it's going, and it's moving, and it's moving. I'm in there shook like oh, right.
Oh, yo, it ain't.
Right, but yeah, man. So I told everybody, man, I got a record on Busta Rhymes. They're like, oh man, you about to make it, man. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. Yeah. Next thing you know, the album. I was even at the mastering session. I came up with Sterling mastering. I don't know, but and the record was on the list. And but when the album came out, the record was nowhere. That was so crushing. It was so crushing. You cannot imagine, but I'm glad it happened early because it gave me tough skin to deal with the rest of this music industry. You know what I mean? Yeah. Without that, I'd probably be like, every time something didn't work, still to this day, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? But it happened early, and I'm like, hey man, anything, this is my slogan, anything can and won't happen in the music industry.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
That's right. And yeah, this business is a very tough business to be in. Yeah. I mean, you have got to have armadillo, turtle skin, like for real, because it'll pick people up, chew them up, and spit them out if you don't have that testicular fortitude to really, gird yourself up to be long, have that longevity in this industry. Because
really
No.
Really, you just have to love music. If you love music enough to do it without getting paid, then any ups and downs, it doesn't matter because you just love creating music. You know what I mean? So that's my mind frame. I just love creating music. So right. Whether I became a multi-platinum producer or just a beat maker in the basement, I just love doing music. That's it. Because we create music.
That's right. We create music. That's right. So what advice would you have for someone that's in the music industry and even folks who are entering into the music industry that they could kind of pick up and learn from?
I would tell them to run away as fast as they can. No. Run! No, I have a 9-year-old son, and I don't really have to mold him into being a producer. He's like a producer. So, just mold your craft. Relationships are everything. Relationships are everything. Be prepared for more no's than yeses, because you're gonna get a lot more no's than yeses. But those yeses, you get the right yeses, and then you keep moving up the ladder. There's levels to it. It's nothing easy. Be prepared for a lot of failure, but when you get that success, it's gonna be very fulfilling. But you got to be ready for the long run, for the long haul. I spent years and years doing music, with no pay, and then I got one break here, and then one break there, and then I've been through my ups and my downs. I spent years and years without a hit record, without any records. And, I would have people around me like, "Why are you still doing music?" I'm like, "Because I love doing music." They're like, "But nothing's happening. Nothing's happening." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I thought years ago when I first got in the music business. Nothing happened, and nothing happened, and nothing happened." And something did happen. So any hiatus that I've taken, I still hung in there, man. Never quit. I'm like, I'm living proof of never quit. Because I'm about to go on a run right now. You know what I mean?
Yo, it sounds like it. It sounds like you about to.
Yeah, man. Got a solid team around me, good people. You know what I mean? That's another thing. You gotta have some good people around you. You know what I mean? You can't have the yes men. At one point, I had a lot of money, and I had leeches all around me. And I just didn't have the right people around me. You know what I mean? But right now, I've learned. I'm more mature. I'm going to do it the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think having the right team, the right people around you is very, very critical. Especially when they're not yes men, because they can tell you the real truth. When something's not going the way that you think you're like, yeah, I can see it clearly, and they're like, nah, you looking at it completely different. Right. And when you can have those people around you that kind of help guide you and help lead you to where you need to be, because they can also see from a visionary perspective kind of where you want to go as well. And I do think having a team is
that's
massively critical.
That's very critical advice. Having the right team. You can't do it all by yourself.
Right. There's people who think you can. There's people who think they can do everything by themselves. I can be my own, and this, my own that, and not have to rely on anybody else.
Yeah, no. I mean, I wanna help feed families. You know what I mean? My family, other families. I don't want to do it by myself. You know? First time around, I did it, by myself in a sense. But these days, I'm doing it for everybody else. You know what I mean? And the fulfillment that I receive is the happiness that I see in everyone else, as well as my children.
That's right. So I'm going to make sure before we even get to the closing of this that people know what's getting ready to come down the pike. I know you mentioned it, but I want to make sure they know so that when it drops, they can cop it and support what you're doing.
Right. It's a few songs I can't say just yet.
Yeah, you don't got to give us names.
Right. But 3 new TIs.
I saw T.I. the other day.
Yeah.
He was at the Black Music Honors.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, that's my guy, man. I call him every now and then and everything. I send the beats directly to his phone. Because I didn't have his phone number for some years. And I just ran into him about a month ago. But I was going through B Rich. Shout out to B Rich. He's like my secret manager, in a sense. You know what I mean? Me and him do a lot of business together. He helps me get a lot of placements. I did over 12 songs on B.O.B. in his early career through B Rich, and me and B Rich got back together about a year or two ago, and initially he got these records on T.I., but now I contact T.I. myself. B Rich also made the connection with Bo Vicky, his artist Yella, and Pink Bitch, and everything. B Rich just does a lot for me, man. He does a lot for me. So I really appreciate you, B Rich. Really appreciate you. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. So 3 TIs coming out.
3 TIs. The Woe Vicky. It's called She's Alright. It's going to be a big record. I don't even want to tell you the sample. To anybody who's ever sampled it, it's only been sampled one other time, and the record was huge. It still plays today. Nobody has ever sampled it since then. And I put a little twist on it. Okay. 3 girls, the girl rapping thing is kind of trendy right now. It's a little up-tempo. And it's a joint. It's a joint. We got the Fabo. We got more Fabos coming, but that first one is hit. I ain't gonna hit. And man, I got my artist that started a new label called Millennial Music. Okay. I tapped into a new sound, a new genre, similar to like Extension, God rest his dead. But he was the only one of that genre to really hit radio. So my artists that I have now are like on that sound. They call it different things like grunge hip hop or sad boy hip hop or stuff like that. But I'm just putting a little new twist on it. You know what I mean? Because I got the trap in my mind, and at the same time it's melodic. I got guitars, and these guys are real rappers. You know what I mean? Like they're rappers like old school rappers. Like they really got lyrics, and that's what I'm bringing back to the game. That's why I keep telling people I'm about to change the game. The game is
that's what it is today.
But I'm about to bring it back to that real spitting with these young guys, the millennials. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Millennial Music, the label. And man, we got a lot of things. Like I said, DJs of Atlanta reality show that should be coming out soon. I can't wait to see it myself. You know what I mean? Because there's some funny moments on there. There's some funny moments, And man, we just working, man. We're just working.
Man, it sounds like it. Yes, sir. Sounds like it. Man, I'm telling you, if y'all don't know, you gonna find out. Very, very. So go back and look at. Just go to All Music, and just type in Nick Fury. See what come up. Yeah. You're gonna be like, what? Yeah, it's gonna be game over for you. Game over for real. Because y'all don't know, you will find out very quickly. So, talk about where people can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Nick Fury Beats, NickFuryBeats. Find me on Facebook, Nick Fury. Find me on the internet, Nick Fury Lofton, Loftin. You can find me in the studio because that's where I'm gonna be at. You know what I mean? Find me in the streets, at the events. Holla at me. I'm real easy to talk to. Let's network. Thank you for having me on We Create Music.
Man, of course.
I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Really appreciate it.
Any lasting words that you want to share?
Hey, everybody, keep doing your music. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. And
it was his birthday not too long ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, it's the originator.
Mm-hmm.
And always study the music that came out before the current music. You got to know where you came from to know where you're going. Because music, it changes, but you can always get aspects of other music and to put it to your current music. Because you got to know where it all came from. And that's it.
Hey, that's what's up, Nick. Yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Absolutely appreciate you. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out. See you next time on We Create Music.